Hello, gamers. Sorry I'm late. We had, tell me it wasn't my ass. 4:57. Picking my daughter up from daycare. Open up an email from the daycare that says daycare's closed tomorrow. The daycare workers have pink eye. It really do be your own sometimes, man. It do be your own. Everything's good over here. We put some polysporin antibiotics into her eyes as a preventative measure. Everybody's feeling good, but yeah, life is throwing you knuckleballs. Life's throwing you curveballs. Hold on, I'm at that awkward moment where I have eaten half of a sandwich, but my body doesn't know that I've eaten half of the sandwich, so it's like, give me food, and I'm like, you're okay, but here, I'll sneak in one more bite. And it's like, nom, 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 nom. Look, it's a very simple sandwich, okay? It's deli chicken and a slice of old cheddar. Nothing crazy. No, it is not a CTC sandwich. I'm not going to repeat the ingredients list there. I got to say it. I know, like, a lot of people, they're not going to like this. Of the basic deli meats, number one is ham. I hate to say it. Ham gets a lot of disrespect. Number two is turkey. Number three is chicken. Why the hell was I buying deli chicken? What's wrong with me? It's not bad, but it's like it's not even close to as good. Salami's number one? Well, I think we can all agree that salami's number one. Listen, I'm not a bastion of health, but I don't allow myself to buy like 300 grams of salami. I don't think I should be eating salami sandwiches as like a 33, soon to be 34-year-old man. It's like the same way I won't allow myself to buy like a Baconator. Ham is just as bad. Nah, man, you gotta look up the macros, man. I'm telling you. I'm not saying deli ham is good for you. That's a bit of a stretch. But like, can you do like a Wolfram Alpha and compare like 100 grams of ham to 100 grams of salami? I will say 100 grams of salami hits harder. Like you need more ham to make up the flavor difference, but still. It's the last bite, okay? Let me know when he finishes eating. The content is pog. I hate the sound though. I'm done, okay? Now that ham was so salty. That ham was so salty. I'm done eating. There's no more chewing sounds. I just need a little water real quick. The water hit my larynx with such prodigious force. My comfort streamer. Anyway, Peloton ride. It was fine. 30-minute Samyo pop ride. It was like a 196 average. It's a lot of in the saddle fast speed. That's not the kind of rider I am for like peak output. I'm an out of the saddle heavy climber, which is it's fine either way. It's the stuff that is harder to do makes you stronger. Best pop song on the ride. I mean, it's not even close, bro. You got to go without a doubt. You got to go Elton John's Crocodile Rock. But I got to say, I got a soft spot for Stop by the Spice Girls, too. Just a nice slice of summer pop from 1997. You ever fallen over with the shoes clipped in? I think I'd be dead. I think I would die. I would at least break both of my ankles. And I think, like, just looking at the kinematics of the bike, like looking at the free body diagram, I'm reasonably confident that I would I would fall over, both of my ankles would snap in half, and then the bike would fall over on top of me and shatter like my right. Which one is your thigh bone? Is that the femur? Yeah, I think I would break both of my ankles, and then it would destroy my femur. Yes, femur, I broke mine. Was it on the Peloton? I think that the femur's got to be one of the worst bones to break, right? I don't know. What do you listen, in terms of like the raw pain, like in the moment? I was thinking pelvis as well. I was thinking pelvis might be the worst. Okay, breaking your skull seems bad. Yeah, breaking your spine could lead to you literally being deceased. Okay, that's true. I think in terms of the ones that don't like instantly kill you, then like probably I feel like the pelvis is pretty bad cuz like your hips, your legs, everything, your pussy and your crack, they all connect to it. Right? Oh, that's the one I should have said when the overlay was still up. I couldn't say it with a straight face. Oh no, here we go. $7 for a game without audio. Lol, I guess anything counts as a game nowadays. Anyway, I was doing a side quest in God of War Ragnarok, but I'm kind of stuck. My audio and subtitling is glitched out, so I can't progress. Any kind Redditors willing to help me out? Wait, but Mimir hanging from your belt is not. He doesn't say. Yeah, Kratos, have you tried googling the error code? Have you tried verifying the integrity of game cache, Kratos? I know you can't do that on your PlayStation. Anyway. Hello. Hi, how are you? You're blowing bubbles? Ah, you're blowing bubbles. Okay. Hi. You're blowing bubbles with mommy. So cute. That's our delivery guy. So I'm gonna raise the ergo on my armrest temporarily. Sorry. By the way, every time I say chill, I think, of course, about Arnold Schwarzenegger from Batman and Robin. But in terms of one-liners, where do you think? I mean, there's Bennett, cool off. Excuse my friend, he's dead tired. Remember when I said that would kill you last? I lied. But where does the one from Total Recall land? Where Michael Ironsides is clinging to the elevator that's going up, and then he's coming up to like a rock, and he goes, ah, and then the rock cuts off both of his arms, and he falls off the elevator, and he goes, see you at the party, Richter. That is tight. Very tight line. Because earlier Richter said, see you at the party. I forget, Hauser. And then, anyway. Put that cookie down. Who asked? Okay. Yeah, sure. You know what? Who asked? That's fair. Insulting, but fair. Talked about how their bones were their money like 10 times. That's because I forgot whether I said it or not. Isn't that the Colin Firth movie? Okay, first off, is Colin Farrell. I don't think that Colin Firth's British affability would necessarily have fit in the Total Recall remake, considering he was in like his mid-50s. But I haven't seen the... I flew on a WestJet flight once. The first time I ever flew WestJet, I was like, oh, I'm looking forward to watching a movie on board. I sit down in the damn chair. Every single chair has the credit card swiper in it. I say, oh, fuck. Here we go. Shit doesn't have like on-demand screens where you can watch whatever you want. Instead, they're like, we're starting Total Recall with Colin Farrell in like 9 minutes. Please swipe your credit card if you want to watch it. And you're like, oh, here we go. So I got to watch the first 15 minutes of Colin Farrell's Total Recall on free preview, and then I said, I'm not swiping for this shit. What decade? That was like that was probably the year 2014, if I had to guess. All according to Keikaku. Hey, NL, when are you going to do damage? When your mom stops coming to my house for intercourse? Owned? +2, +2. Oh, it's the funniest joke we've ever heard. Let's go. Let's go. Hello. You got a new fish? You got a new stick? Can you open the door so I can see? Oh. What'd you get?
A chick.
A new chick. You want to show chat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that?
Look, chat.
I got new chick.
I got a new chick.
What does the chick say?
Cheep, cheep.
Cheap, cheap.
I just want to play with Clover.
Oh.
Okay. She is pogging up today. Don't be a hater, but I want to look at Rumble support. We have identified we're working on implementing a fix to matchmaking queues. We have released hotfix 1. Okay, does hotfix 1 save the queue time? I love Twitter. Here's the replies. Are the longer matchmaking fix? You rather delete it and play something else. Too many bugs. It's not a stable game. What about matchmaking? I still can't play solos. Reply, you rather delete it. Too many bugs. 2 hours ago, still unable to connect to solo battle royale. Reply, no stability. This game will die soon. These are all the same person. Fix matchmaking for West solo players. I'm losing my mind. You rather delete it and play something else. Too many bugs. Horrible, same person. Horrible game plus full of bugs. Just delete it. Reply, go touch grass. Okay, well, it seems like the servers still aren't working. So, I know that I don't work in software development, but I don't understand why you can't, how can you have a bug that breaks matchmaking in the game for more than 24 hours? Like, when it was working before. I get that it's like a little forehead, but like at the same time, like, it used to work. So, like, can't you just go into the code and be like, hey, that thing that we changed, we're going to roll it down a little bit? Can't we just get a hardcore development environment where the developers, like, sleep at their desk? It's likely due to infrastructure. Okay, well, sure. Probably. Yeah, all right. It's probably some AWS servers went down or something like that in Omaha. Well, just fucking, can't you just click a button that's like migrate this shit to Microsoft Azure instead? Listen, I'm like so anti-gamer, it's not even funny. I don't know where we've normalized, I don't want to say mediocrity. We've normalized when things don't work. When Diablo 3 came out and that shit didn't work, everyone was like, this is unacceptable. I paid $175 for this and I can't play it. Nowadays, it's like a decade later, and people were like, oh, you expect things to work on the day they come out? Wow, how naive of you. No, you've got to pre-order it to get the Steelbook edition, and then you've got to wait a week for everybody to lose interest, and then the queues will open up. How did we get to this point? You're right, they need Elon, man. He's done a lot for Twitter. I like how the Twitter setting to show you latest tweets instead of top tweets just simply doesn't work anymore. We're going to cut the fat from the organization. We're just going to start turning off features until people complain enough for it to be painful for us. It still works for me. It must be an infrastructure thing. The Atrion collab's never going to happen. He's in New Zealand! I'm catching heat for no reason. The game I was going to play, the servers are broken. The guy I'm supposed to collaborate with is in Oceania right now. Take the complaints to the relevant parties. Next week you can complain to me. It'll be two birds stoned at once because it'll be my fault and I won't be here. One death is acceptable. You had another heal? The heal would not have kept them alive. The heal only heals for one. They were being overkilled by one. The numbers are on the screen. Oh, my bad. Okay, that's fine. I'd like the apology accepted or whatever. It's just like you don't need the type just because like you think you got it all figured out, but you don't. Now, this game is free if you want to play. What the hell are you talking? Now you're backseating the backseaters, but you're backseating them wrong and you're making me look bad. It's a $7 minimum. We're getting into an ouroboros of backseating. The demo is free. The game is not. Yes, the demo is free. You're like, is this? You say a lie. And then when you're called out on the lie, you're like, well, this other statement is true. Yeah, it's a dishonest argument. The demo, when have you ever paid for a demo in your life outside of official PlayStation Magazine? Of course the demo's free. The zombie looks like a fat NL. He's just bald. It's just bald. I will. The one this is this NL post that gets me is Lex Grossman. Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder, bald with a beard, does look like me. That one is undeniable. When I see it, I can't even fight back against that one. Most of the rest of them are like not that accurate. What about when Joel McHale wears a bald cap in Community? Okay, that one's like a little close. I'm insulted by the road rage one. The dude's wearing like okay, I don't mean this to be offensive. The dude's wearing like a double XL hoodie. Okay? We're not even like he's got like a reddish brown hair in his mustache. That's not me. It's not this. He doesn't look much like me. That's a maybe. Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder is a definitely, though. I can't deny that one. We dropped that right there. It's just lunchtime. Don't worry about it. It's a battle. She did eat a little quesadilla last night. That was nice. Hold on. Do I have water? Look at some water. It's a good time for a hydration break. I'm thinking we don't need the infinite shield this time. It doesn't help us out. I would like to apply some regeneration here. I am debuffed right now. It's evolutionarily designed to short circuit the human brain. Yeah, I might take a sabbatical and just decide get some water and make sure everything's going okay out there. I got a 2-year-old too. I get it. Yeah. I don't know, man. 20 minutes is awkward. You can't fit a slice and dice run in 20 minutes. That's for sure. And the whole time, Rumbleverse is just tweeting. Never give up. Thrown off a building, get back up on top. Kicked in the water. Well, good game, everyone. Can I... Please? I would just like to play... I would like to experience the new mechanics. How do I tell on your YouTube channel what is YouTube-only content and what is Twitch content? Let me ask you another question. When you go to a restaurant, how do you know if something is good on the menu? You ask the waiter. You trust the waiter? I look at Yelp. Okay, well, in this case, Yelp is the comments or the video description. The video description will always tell you if it's from a stream or if it's YouTube content. There's your metaphor. The video description is the waiter. Why not title it? It's never enough for you, is it? One answer is, why would I put extra work into my YouTube titles to get less people to click on them? It's like, chilies, I'll decide if your chicken chilaquiles are delicious. You don't, I'll describe if, I can eat them and know they're tangy. I don't need you to write that they're tangy on the menu, okay? Just everything on the menu should just be an ingredient list. Chicken, breadcrumbs, partially hydrogenated vegetable oil, etc., etc. It's better than tangy. You would find out how many things you eat are composed basically just of reconstituted corn. Real talk, I never click any of your YouTube right now because I assume it's all Twitch content. It's not true. So I am here to disabuse you of that notion. There's new Super Auto Pets every single day. And next week when I'm away, there's going to be We Who Are About to Die. There's going to be some Slice and Dice. That's about it because the Slice and Dice runs ended up being 4 times longer than I thought they would be. I know it's not all Twitch, but I think it is. Okay, well, you gotta listen to Taylor Swift, bestie. The problem is you. The thing is, and this is just real talk, put a Twitch icon on the ones that are from Twitch. No, because it kills discoverability. I'm like so like outside of the algorithm, but that's like the one thing I refuse to do is put like the mark of fucking death on a thumbnail and be like, no, that's okay. Just fucking kill this video, YouTube. Just let absolutely everybody who sees this know immediately that this is not special content just for mommy special boy. Fine, then we won't watch your video. I look at the analytics in a broad sense. So don't hit me with idle threats, okay? There's like 3 people being annoying right now, and then there's a bunch of people on YouTube that don't even really know Twitch exists and are just happily like cooking dinner and like putting the video on in the background and chuckling to themselves every 3 or 4 minutes. You're basically just asking me why not just do some busy work? And like I got a lot of answers for that, but you don't want to hear them because then we end up in the cycle again. And the cycle is, well, I'm busy. Oh, let me guess, you got a kid. And I'm like, yes. And then I go, ugh. Well, can you imagine how hard it would have been to have a kid in the fucking 1500s when you spend all day hunting and gathering for food? Okay, we don't live in the 1500s anymore. If you got time to shitpost it, you don't know what it's like. Yeah, it's exactly true. You want me to reorganize the bookshelf. You want the bookshelf reorganized it. You reorganize it. I got my own stuff to do. Did you hear what lunchtime was like? I'm about to go out into the damn the Roman Colosseum. I got 12 minutes until I'm in the damn cage match. And you're saying, hey, why don't you self-sabotage your YouTube thumbnails so I don't have to click on them and then know if they're... Take literally 1 millisecond to see if they're from Twitch or from YouTube? We who are about to die, walking into the kitchen. Any games for the next 10 minutes? Like, I don't know. Like, the world is uniquely conspired to keep me down right now. Zoms no longer works. Rumbleverse does not work if you're in the West Coast, which is okay. That's only like, I don't know, maybe like half of North America's population. Those are my 2 go-tos for like a little bit. I'm not gonna play 11 minutes. I'm not gonna get the damn Elgato hooked up for 11 minutes of bunker life just to be condescended to. This I shouldn't even respond to this. How is it NL can get one guide by all of chat at the same time? If you're getting one guide multiple times per stream by different people, it's not one guy. That's like, it's getting to the point where it's like, it's a lot of people. It's not one guy. It's all of the guys. It's multiple guys. It's just one guy per discrete unit of time. Science World 1-star reviews. You know what? That's actually a great idea. I mean, it's called Tell Us World of Science, just so you know. They bought the naming rights, so I want to respect that. But I want to... Who would give Science World a 1-star? I'm not saying it's always a 5, but who goes into the Science World and gives it a 1? Weakest science museum I've ever been to. Was there during a weekday, completely packed. Don't waste your money. $106 for a family of 4 to visit. Am I crazy to think that that's not that? Am I too Vancouver pilled to go to for 4 people to go to a science center? That doesn't seem that crazy. It's like $70 a person to get into the aquarium. It's so bad that it's packed on a weekday. That is true. Don't go here. Everyone loves it. Weakest science museum I've ever been to. Way too overpriced. They do not offer discounts near closing time. This is geared up for kids through and through. Well, that is true. Me going to a children's focused museum. Hey, where's the adult section? Pre-bought tickets, was told to stand in line on the left. Then as we got closer, was told need to be in the right lane. Place was packed and overpriced. Lineups to look at everything. And the majority of stuff to look at is from the 80s. Would never go back. Dinosaur show was meh at best. It was a fully assembled T-Rex skeleton. Meh. You pulled these bones out of the earth. They've been there for 65 million years. Set it up so we could look at the skeleton of a creature that otherwise we wouldn't know existed. It's whack. We have memberships for the Calgary Science Center and decided to visit the Vancouver one on our trip. For a science center in a much larger city, thank you, there were a lot of smaller spaces to explore. The 0 to 5 space is so small and packed with various activities that it's parents bumping into each other and tripping over the children. Listen, you're turning me into a bad person. Someone from the prairies, when I've entered a city where population density is high, I can't move anywhere without bumping into people. Yeah, like get used to it. It's not getting any less dense. You might as well just take a deep breath and learn to embrace it, or you gotta move even more rural. Like they're just cramming more people in, man. The spaces of the Science Center that have other activities are more open and people aren't exploring them. They need a huge redesign. If you're traveling to Calgary, save your money and explore the other sites of Vancouver and go to the Science Center in Calgary. Any askers? I hope this event improves dramatically. We went specifically for After Dark, where the entire area was licensed. While the idea is good, it turns out many finer aspects could be improved. I would have preferred a schedule or a map. The announcements were very difficult to hear. Okay, that is true. The speaker system in TELUS World of Science is really bad. Every time they make an announcement, you cannot hear it at all. You just hope that they're saying something that isn't like evacuate immediately, like, a crocodile got out. For liquor, consider using different cups instead of filling the tiny wine glasses full, which were still disproportionate to the beer servings. It's a science museum. No mention of upcoming events or participation from staff was evident. It felt more like I was an after-hours burden than a guest. The feature exhibit was great, 1 star. Okay, well, sure. A lot more just for kids now than it used to be. I remember there was more science stuff and was even interesting for adults. Now it's only exciting for kids, so don't go unless you have a kid. I think there's some truth to that. I'm not being a hater. When I was a kid, it was way cooler. It was all for grown-ups. Now that I'm a grown-up, none of this shit has changed, but it's all boring. Waste of money. I mean, come on, guys. Some of the technology in today's age, and use some of the technology in today's age. Okay, listen. We did go, the last time we went to Science World, we did go to a feature presentation of a movie that they had. We sat in a theater with like 20 seats, and they played us an 11-minute long YouTube video about a man making his own remote-controlled boat. It was a charming documentary. I learned something about the guy and the human spirit. But at the same time, I was like, people are paying like $40 each to get in. And I'm watching this dude be like, I attached a servo to his right arm and a servo to his left arm to mimic the canoe. And I was like, all right, fair enough. Not allowed access to the gift shop unless you leave ID at reception. Ridiculous. I've never heard this before. Okay, I see what they were trying to get into the gift shop to buy something without paying for museum access. Sanest museum attendee just dropped. Guy who doesn't want the museum but only wants to access where all the overpriced stuff is. Science World, look, I'd give Science World a 4. I think it's a fun time. They got lots. I mean, if you have kids, it's a 4. If you're an adult, it's probably like a legit 2, to be honest. But it does have the world's like oldest IMAX screen. It's like canvas screens attached to a dome. So whenever you watch it, there's like a distorting effect. Like all of the movies get like tighter as they get to the top, and it's like it's very warped. Like it's motion sickness inducing just to watch nature documentaries on it, but it is kind of cool. Okay, a lot of 1-star reviews because of COVID. Great for children and families. It's a huge fun playground for them, however not recommended for adult learning. Listen, I'm not trying to be a hater. It's a science museum, but you don't really go there to like be educated. You go there to learn interesting facts that whoa, who knew that a T-Rex could get as big as 40 tons? You don't go there to be like, oh, I think I've learned something about like microgenetics or something like that. It's just, there's a lot of stuff that's like, wind pushes things into the air. Drop a beanbag into this cannon. Foomf. Actually, it's good for children, not adults. 1 star. It's too busy. 1 star. Too many people and their children. If I knew it's for kids, I would not go here. Wanted to visit only for the Pixar part. Bro, let me... If I knew it was for kids only, I would not go there. Wanted to visit the Pixar part. Kids were everywhere, misbehaving, screaming all the time, one big chaos. I only spent 10 minutes in the museum and then ran away from this nightmare. This is why we need to let kids leave some reviews. My daughter would give like a 10-star review to Science World, man. We went to White Spot. There was a mouse running in and out of the kitchen area. Yeah, you know what? I do believe that. But I don't understand why everyone's so mad about the mice. I would rather see a mouse than mouse poop. I mean, I understand logically that like when one exists, so does the other. But like, well, we don't need to get into this at 1:59. I just assume that just about every restaurant has mice in the not like cooking the food. I just assume that like every now and then you'll be in a kitchen and you'll be like, there's a mouse, because they're just like they're wily. They get in the walls. They're crazy for food. Like I think it's nearly impossible to ensure that you have zero mice in a big facility, right? At least with some food around. I got no problem with the mouse. If I saw a bunch of them, I'd be like, no thanks. Hey, I'm in your food. It's free protein. The worst science museum I've ever been to, the building is old and needs maintaining. That's true. The exhibits were dull, half did not work. Yeah, okay, but so... Okay, this one is like, listen, it's not the greatest tourist. Vancouver has a lack of great tourist attractions. You gotta evaluate it relative to the other stuff. The other stuff in the city. As an adult who has been to a couple of science centers like the one in Toronto, I find this one in Vancouver very underwhelming. Okay for kids. I know, if you don't have kids, don't bother going. Wish there was a 0-star option. This place used to be amazing 15 years ago. I'm not sure what happened, but every time I go, the quality of the experience has gone down. You're old, lady. Calling it Science World is grossly misleading. It's an indoor playground for kids, like an expensive Crash Crawlies. What the hell does that mean? There's not much in the way of education, just a lot of climbing apparatuses, blocks in the shapes of bones, and basic factoids on the wall. This last time we went, the average age of patrons was 3 to 4, with an overwhelming smell of diapers that need to be changed, screaming kids, and quite a few tired and distracted parents who let their kids run all over. Holy cow. The cafeteria was closed, as well as the gift shop. On a Saturday, there was only one pop vending machine with only Coke and Sprite in it, so good luck if you're hungry or thirsty. Who's the baby now? The Science Museum doesn't have the food I want. We left after 20 minutes. Because the screaming was so loud and the science was so disappointing. I will say, if you hate kids, you can go to Science World even if you don't have a kid. And it's interesting. But like if you hate kids, do not go to Science World. I would also recommend not going to a family restaurant. I would recommend not going to the children's section of a library. I'd recommend not dropping by like, Gymboree or something like that. I thought that was just self-evident. Anyway, I see that my wife is getting ready to stream. I'll send you over there. I'm putting my hands together in the Prage emoji that Rumbleverse will work tomorrow for me so I can get some Rumble content. I don't know if that'll be the case. I'm hoping that it'll be the case. I hope it doesn't. But then get ready for more Science World reviews. Took the grandkids on Sunday to see the Amazon Adventure section. OMG, what a ripoff. Quality of the film was horrible. Seats were built in the 1900s or for people under 4 feet tall. Film quality was bad, not to mention torquing my neck to see the entire screen. Okay, that part is true. Ripley's consisted of things you can make 1,000 copies of easily and showcase around the world. Not what I was expecting. I should have just looked at these things on my computer at home and saved over $100 admittance fee plus the $50 burger and fries lunch. Yeah, well, that's for 4 people. That's not the listen. It's not cheap, but it's not $50 for a burger and fries. That's disingenuous. We would never return. My husband said the puzzles on the tables at display were the same that he had in school decades ago. You need to make some new puzzles. Time to spend some of your grant money and upgrade. Horrible that a big city like Vancouver can have such a crappy, outdated, overpriced old event. Hated it. ... Holy cow. Torque in my damn neck. -4 out of 10. My God. Okay, the raid happened automatically. See ya. See ya. Are you gonna play Gotham Knights? Oh well, oh well, oh well, oh whoop. Tell me more, tell me more. Are you in Arkham yet? Tell me more, tell me more. Is the Riddler a threat? And oh, those Gotham Knights.